The Constitution makes it clear in Article 2, Section 3, the President shall, from time to time, give to the Congress information to the State of the Union. So irony abounds tonight as the 44th President of the United States prepares to enter the House chamber and, in light of that constitutional mandate, offer his final State of the Union address, largely to explain why he thinks he can take actions outside of what the Constitution mandates. Right now inside the House chamber, I can tell you what's going on. Some members of Congress have been camped out there for hours, grabbing seats along the center aisle. So they'll have a few seconds of worldwide visibility center stage with the president. And one of the most infamous, perhaps the most notorious of the aisle squatters, Sheila Jackson Lee of Texas, has camped her Lone Star self on a seat in that center aisle for the past several hours, replaying in her mind the scenes you and I are watching right now. Sheila J. and I elected to Congress the same year, and for more than 2 decades, from Clinton to Bush to Obama, she's grabbed more than her share of the presidential spotlight. In fact, one newspaper came up with an unfortunate, albeit accurate description, calling her, quote, the queen of the aisle hogs.
Oh, I think that is the paper being misdirected and lacking in vocabulary. This is the people's house.
Yes, it is the people's house. And because of that, Sheila, because those seats are not assigned, you really ought to find another seat. Grant some other people access to the aisle. At least that's the way I see it. Now for the way you see it. Your comments via social media. First, we hear from Michael, who writes in about our interview with Cardinal Wuerl, the Archbishop of Washington. And he asks this: when will all Christian denominations start using the pulpit to inform their congregations that the Democrat Party is not pro-life? The Little Sisters of the Poor may be one of the first religious institutions to collapse under the tyranny of the Democrat-controlled government, and if our churches and synagogues do not wake up soon, it will not be the last. And next, we hear from Brian, who writes in about the ISIS-inspired attack on that cop in Philadelphia. Here's what Brian has to say. The Philadelphia police officer was shot with a gun stolen from a police officer. So, should we take guns away from police officers? It's a common strategy to demonize the opposition, and if anyone speaks against you, they are evil. We thank you for those comments, and if you have some comments you'd like to share, here's the way to do so. Send them to me at newsmaxtv.com/comments. This very important comment about our programming. In just a few minutes, Ed Berliner will be at the anchor desk for our coverage of President Obama's final State of the Union address. We will have analysis from Dick Morris and many others. Again, that is coming up in mere moments at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, immediately following Newsmax Prime right here on Newsmax TV. Reflecting back, it was a privilege to be in the House chamber, to see those messages delivered in person, but it's more of a privilege to be with you each night here on Newsmax Prime. So for those you see and those you don't, until tomorrow night, stay brave, stay free, stay tuned.